That's what I'm talking about.
Hi, everyone. This is Tom Grisak, and I'm very excited to have someone that I've been trying to connect with for a while, and I finally was able to get him to sit down with me, nice enough to do it. The city of Lucas is a very big part of my life, and this is a gentleman that can answer a lot of the questions that I've got. This is Joe Hilbourn, Director of Developmental Services. Is that correct?
That's correct.
How long have you been here, Joe?
I've been with the city for 18 years.
18 years. Wow, I didn't know that. So you've been through several mayors too, haven't
Oh,
you?
yes.
Who was the first mayor?
First mayor when I started here was Mayor Carmichael.
Okay.
He did a wonderful job, and then he was followed up by Miss Mark,
Uh-huh.
and then Mr. Olk, and now we have Dusty.
Okay.
We've had some very high-quality mayors in the city through my time here.
Yeah, it really have. 20, 25 years ago, I really couldn't say that. It was a little dysfunctional, to be honest with you. There's a kind of an attitude out here in Lucas. People love it out here like I do. And when they move out here, they kind of want to throw the keys away and not let anybody else in. So there's always that pressure from developers and builders to bring people in, and then the citizens say, well, we don't need another development, but it's progress and it's going to happen. And I tell people, just be thankful for what we've got it here right now.
That's right. And people have the right to develop their property.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want it developed, you'd better purchase it.
Right.
But the city of Lucas has done a good job holding to their ground.
Yeah, that was one of the things I was going to bring up.
Large lots, open spaces. They had an idea in mind when they started the city.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they expected it to turn out exactly like it did. They wanted large lots, and that, of course, led to large estate-style lots with huge, expensive homes, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous communities.
Right. Yeah. I feel blessed, our family, to be here. We found it when there was nothing out here 27 years ago. I'm like everybody else. I like the open land. I like seeing the cattle and the horses, but we know that's going to be slowly eaten away. But still, it's, when you're comparing it to Fairview, we've still got so much open land here.
Mm-hmm.
And most of it's on the McKinney ISD side. There's not a lot left on the Lovejoy ISD side. There are 6 school districts, as you know, that serve Lucas. In a town of, I keep hearing different numbers, but I'm going to just say roughly 10,000 to have 6 school districts. That is just incredible,
It is, and about 60% are in Lovejoy,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a rough estimate. That's not an exact number.
Right.
But it's a beautiful community with the large diversity. I mean, it's nice to have the extra school districts.
Right. Well, you guys have done a great job. And one of the questions I was going to have for you is, this is a lot for one person to take on. Do you have help, or what happens when you just get underwater? It's like, guys, I can't, physically handle everything right now.
Well, I have a planning coordinator and a CIP manager. I also have 2 building inspectors and a code enforcement officer.
So you don't do home inspections or building inspections yourself? You have people do that, and you're basically on the projects, or?
Well, it depends. I do most of the commercial project inspections because I have the experience, but I do very few residential inspections anymore, so I can be in the office getting the next projects going.
Right. And where were you before? What were you doing before you came here?
Well, I spent 25 years within our homes. I started working there when I was 15.
Wow.
I got started there as sweeping floors. Ended up as a building manager before I moved on.
Well, they were lucky to find you, or you found them. How did you know that? How did you end up over here, coming here?
Just my wife got transferred to the Dallas area. She's in the oil industry, and this is where we belong for that. And I applied and got the job.
Mm-hmm. And where were you living before?
I started in Illinois, and then we moved to Minnesota, and then we moved to Tennessee, and then to Dallas.
Wow. Okay. And how do you like this compared to those other 3 locations?
I would say it's my favorite, although Tennessee, I got to tell you, is a close second because it was nice. It was very rural. We had a nice, beautiful 2-acre lot on a mountainside.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it seems like everybody in Tennessee's that I moved there, they're at the top of a mountain. I don't know how many they've got there, but everybody lives on the top of a mountain.
No,
So
it was gorgeous.
kids?
3 kids,
Oh,
two 26 and one 24.
and what are they doing?
One's a chemical engineer in Phoenix.
Mhm.
One is a gymnastics coach in Fort Worth, and the other one is a public works employee for the city of Lucas.
Okay, I didn't realize that. All
Mhm.
right, and what does he do? What's his responsibility?
Water main repairs, things like that.
So he's the guy I see out when there's a break or they're just working on a water line?
Yep.
That was one of my questions too. When I was driving in today, I was listening to I'm on YouTube all the time, learning about other areas, about the problems they're having in Vegas now and all through Nevada with the water issues. I'm thinking, I'm so glad we don't have those problems here. We have restrictions sometimes through the summertime, but
Mhm.
they don't last long. Do you see any issues coming down the road with our water, right to get water?
North Texas Municipal Water District does a great job planning, and they've got new lakes coming online. They're working on the next one in line.
Is
You
that the
know,
one like in Bonham?
yes,
Okay. Boat
uh,
Ark, Lake Boat Ark, is that it?
that's it.
Okay.
And they do a wonderful job. But Collin County is growing like mad.
It really is.
I mean, you're here, you see it, and they're expected to double again in the next 25 years.
Are they really?
Hmm.
What is the projected population for Lucas when it's all completed?
Just under 12,000. It projects out
Okay.
at 11,800.
I call it the town of Lucas. I still have a hard time calling it the city because it's always been a town and always will be a town to me. So to be this close in on to have a 2-acre lot, which most of Lucas is, as you
Mhm.
know, developers fight that all the time. And
Oh,
I don't know if
absolutely.
are they still trying to
Mhm.
get the higher density?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Does it ever go to I know in the past there have been lawsuits about trying to maybe change the school district and um, the I guess the big landowners, they want to maximize their profit when they
Sure.
sell. So they want the higher, which I can understand. They want higher density, and so do the developers because they've got more lots they can sell builders to. But it's pretty much cast in stone now. Even if someone wanted to come in and make something less than an acre, they couldn't do it anyway because of the we don't have public sewer in most of Lucas. It's all most of it's septic. But I don't know if they're still fighting that when the developers come in. What happens when someone says, well, we want to get a higher density?
Well, we're straightforward with them. They come in. They always have the option to go to council and ask, but we tell them straight out. The answer is no.
So they
Yeah,
still try. I'll be darned,
absolutely.
I didn't know that. I would think everybody knows by now because it's they've been fighting that issue for so long. But I guess when you're new to the area, you don't know that.
Well, and it's a cheap question because the zoning request is only $450. You
Hmm.
have the right to ask for zoning.
Right.
The city has followed the rules.
Hmm.
The rules are that you create a comprehensive plan,
Hmm.
and then you create zoning, and you
Hmm.
tell people in advance what their property's going to be,
Hmm.
and you readopt that
You
every
don't change
5
the rules.
years.
You don't change the rules on them. So
That's right.
that's what's been all these years.
So since 1981, every 5 years, we adopt a new comprehensive plan. And every 5 years, we offer public hearings for people to come and dispute anything that we're proposing.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
And when they haven't, and we do, and we take the extra step of not only doing public hearings with the city council, we also do them with the Planning and Zoning Commission. And we do more than one. We do a total of 6 public hearings for every time we adopt a comprehensive plan to give people the opportunity to come in and protest. And, of course, then no one cares. It's only when they go to sell their property.
Right.
And I understand completely. When I sell my property, I'm going to want to get every penny I can get for it.
Joe, I've said that so many times. The people and I can think of several instances where they fought and fought and fought to keep it 2 acres, but I know darn well they're going to be the first people in line
Every
when
time.
they're ready to sell,
Mhm.
and they want higher density so they can maximize. So it's just human nature, I guess,
Mhm.
because they're going to be gone. And I guess all small towns. I would consider Lucas a small town. Would you?
Absolutely.
So I have a hard time calling it a city, although I should. It's not insulting. It's kind of coming from my heart. It's a town. It's not a city.
Mhm.
You got a question, you walk right in and talk to someone at I don't know how often you're there. Are you at the office?
I'm always at the office. My door's always open.
Yeah. where it's not like Plano where you've got to set up, appointments and, meet someone at a certain time. It's just very kind of laid back. A town this small, this close in, that has all that it has to offer is really amazing.
Mhm.
And I guess you probably saw that immediately when you were applying.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was so different than anywhere I'd ever been because, like I mentioned, I worked for Lennar Homes, and for them, a large lot is 10,000 square feet.
Mhm.
I remember when lots, in 2010, there were a 1 acre lot was 110,000.
Don't you wish you knew back then what
Oh,
you know
yeah.
now? And I don't know, I mean, can you see this thing just keep going on and on, the lot prices?
Yes. I mean, we got the mansions of Blondie Unit. We anticipate each
Is
lot.
that what it's going to be called?
Yes.
Tony Pruitt's new deal?
hmm
The mansions?
Yep.
Really? I didn't know that. Well, I learned something today.
The lots are going to be starting out at about 1.2 million.
Are they really?
Mhm.
And those are 2-acre lots,
Yep.
right? He sent me a rendering of the bridge that he's going to do, and I guess you've seen that and
Oh,
approved
absolutely.
that. That's an expensive bridge.
hmm
I don't know what that thing costs, but and the holdup of that, I guess, not only was it the price, but they wanted access from the back way on Windy Lane, and I guess did that become an issue? The people on Windy Lane said no.
Well, the people on Wendy Lane didn't like the idea at all.
Yeah,
The people in Terra didn't want them cutting through Terra.
right.
Uh, and quite frankly, the mansions of Blondie June would have struggled if they'd have been off of Wendy Lane because, people to get into the subdivision would have had to drive down, nearly 2/3 of a mile of old country road to get to their subdivision.
hmm
And now coming off of Blondie June, they have, which, Blondie June is in a concrete road and they'll have a concrete road in their subdivision and everything's new and
Right.
pristine.
And how many lots are going to be in there?
I want to say it's 18.
18. Oh, I actually flew it about a couple of months ago. I like to take like befores and then afters.
Mhm.
And I know Tony had said he was actually getting ready to start on it, but I haven't seen anything going on there.
He's still in the approval process.
Oh, he is.
It will get approved,
Okay.
but he's still got some. Particularly there, the drainage is so tight because you
Yeah.
have a creek on one
Right.
side, and you have a lot of water flow going over there to Mr. Smith's house, who has that baseball field,
Right.
and we
Which
got
is an incredible property.
it is, and we got to protect that too.
Yeah.
Tony's not opposed to it. It's just we got to get it right.
They're going to have a knockout gate to Windy
Mhm.
Lane.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's smart. That's one of the things with developers the city has to make sure if you've only got one entrance to a property, if a car breaks down on the main entrance and you can't get around, fire trucks
That's
can't
right.
get to the home. So you got to have another. And I wondered how they were going to do that. So that makes sense. So when do you see that kicking off or getting started?
I'm hoping that it goes to the Planning and Zoning Commission in June, and that means they can break ground in July.
I guess once he purchased it, there weren't a lot. He already knew the rules. Tony does so much out here. Were there any issues on that?
No, Tony's a great guy, and he hired a wonderful engineer, Warren Corwin, with
Okay.
Corwin Engineering. They do a wonderful job. It's just that is a tight subdivision with the drainage issues.
Yeah, yeah.
But they're working through it.
Okay, what's coming up in the way of new?
Well, we got two small developments that are very close. One is called Strathmont. It's on Forest Grove, where the nursery used to be.
Oh yeah, what's that guy Jeff Profald or what's his name?
It was Profound Farms,
Yeah,
and his name was Jeff, but I don't recall his last name,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
He sold that, huh?
Yes,
And who bought that?
Liberty Bank.
That's who Tony does most of his deals with, is
It
Liberty.
is.
And I thought he'd be doing the mansions with him. And he's been looking for a place to move to for, gosh, 2 or 3 years.
Sure.
And we had a site in Fairview that was perfect for him, but it was a little too expensive, I think. And what's the other development?
It's called Villa Real Estates, and it's on Snider Lane, right across the street from Lakeview Downs. There's a 20-acre tract.
I saw that sign there, or for sale, little tiny for sale sign,
Mhm.
and I wondered what was going on there. Now, that's close to the Princeton school district? Is that in McKinney or Princeton?
McKinney.
Because I think just a little bit further down the road, it's Princeton.
It is
How many lots are going to be in there?
8.
The choke point in Lucas, as everybody knows, is at the Lucas Food Store.
Sure.
And the the Texas DOT has done a great job of kind of rerouting that traffic or widening it. Would a roundabout have worked there, or a traffic circle, do you think?
We looked hard at a roundabout. It just wouldn't work.
Yeah. What are people saying about that?
They're very happy with it, but what it's done, of course, is when you open that intersection up, what does it do? Moves it down to the next intersection.
Right.
So now it's the city's job when we're looking at widening West Lucas Road from Country Club to Angel Parkway, and we hope to break ground on that project later this summer.
Oh, good. How big is it?
We're estimating $24 million.
I'm going to show a picture here of the bait sandwich shop. The reason is it's so funny. They sell bait, sandwiches, and they always leave the comma off. So it looks like they sell bait sandwiches. It's just and I heard that place just sold. I mean, that's part of old Lucas right there.
It is. It's iconic.
Yeah, it really is.
They have plans in right now to renovate that facility. They're going to put in new pumps.
Are they?
A new canopy, new tanks.
Are they going to keep the building?
They're going to keep the building.
I'll be darned.
And it's still going to say bait sandwiches.
Yeah. That for so long, as you know, that's the only place you could go that was even close to Lucas.
If you needed anything at night, there was only one place you can go.
A snack or something quick, or do they still sell bait for the lake?
Absolutely.
I'll be darned. I haven't been in there in years.
And their feed store does very well.
Does it? Okay. Well, that makes sense. This isn't the greatest soil in the world for horses, but there are a lot of horses out here. This is kind of horse country, which is one of my pleasures. I get to drive by and see those horses and cattle grazing when I'm driving into Allen. And I'm thinking, in parts of Lucas, like North Lucas, you're only probably 6 minutes away from millions of square feet of retail and entertainment and dining. And that's the beauty of Lucas. Okay, tell me about the new Tom Thumb development. I'm excited about that.
Oh, that's wonderful, because that's a 42-acre development. There's going to be a food court, so we're finally going to have sit-down restaurants in Lucas. And there's 17 out parcels that go with it. There's going to be an upscale exercise facility
good. Okay.
with yoga classes and things like that are part of the membership. And it's just exciting.
Yeah, that's right down your alley, doing a commercial deal like that, isn't it? So they're the anchor. And do you know any of the restaurants that are coming in yet?
No, they haven't told us. They have started the buildings, and there's 3 of them that are set aside just for restaurants. And the shells are in the process of being built. So I would expect to know the tenant soon.
Yeah. So it's not just going to be fast food. There's going to be some.
I'm sure there'll be some fast food out there, but the 3 buildings are sit-down style
isn't
family.
That great?
It is.
That's one thing we don't have out here.
And to the north of that, we're working with a company called St. John's Properties. It's doing a flex space development with retail on the frontage.
And where is that?
Just north of Tom Thumb on Southview. No, that was always part of the Hunt track.
So that whole, they're doing some residential behind there too, right?
They were going to do residential, but St. John's came in and bought it out from underneath them.
Wow. I'll be darned. I didn't know that. And their plans are to do what with it again?
They're proposing between 12 and 14 buildings that are around 10,000 square feet. And commercial on the frontage will have retail, and on the back space it's called flex commercial space.
Wow.
It's very
we need that. There's nothing like that in Lucas.
Nope.
I thought all the development would be along where the Walmart is right now. But
well, that's getting ready to move too.
Yeah.
Barrett Owens is doing a little project there.
Where is it?
On McGarity. 3 buildings. It'll be about 30,000 square feet.
There's a lot of wealth in Lucas, and a lot of those are business owners. And I'm sure they'd like to not have to drive, 20 miles to get into their place. Last year, I heard it was named one of the wealthiest cities in Texas.
Absolutely.
And I mean, I've lived here for 27 years. I had no idea. I know the expensive homes that are coming in, but, I thought those were, all the cities are seeing that. But apparently, we have built quite a reputation in the Metroplex.
Oh, we have.
And everything used to be Fairview. And Lucas was kind of the little sister. And now, because Fairview's built out, now Lucas is getting all of the
Attention.
buzz.
Mhm.
Yeah, the attention. So it must be exciting for you to be bringing it up from where it's been 18 years ago to where it is now.
Oh, I mean, the change has been amazing, and there's more change to come because the Paxton parcel, it's 155 acres at the corner of Estates and Angel Parkway, is also getting ready to develop, and that's going to be a Toll Brothers subdivision, and they're going to bring in roughly 90 single-family
Oh,
houses.
things are happening so fast out here. And the traffic, Princeton, as you know, is the fastest growing city in the country,
Yep,
or has been. And unfortunately, all that traffic has to come through Lucas. Not all of it, most of it comes through Lucas to go west from there.
absolutely.
So that helped a lot what they did at the Lucas Food Store. But when does the project at Angel Parkway take place?
Well, right now we're in the negotiation process. They want to do a plan development.
And how big will the lots be?
Those will be 1 acre lot.
And was that in the original?
That was the original
Oh,
plan.
gosh, they must love that.
Yep. Mr. Paxton held the property till the end, so he'd be the last one standing, and that's where he's at.
Yeah. Mark Paxton?
That's Mark Paxton.
Oh, it is his.
Yes.
Okay. And there's a Paxton that's like a state representative or something. Is that?
They're not related.
Oh, they're not related.
At least as far as I know, they're not related.
So any other widening besides what we talked about?
Well, like I said, Lucas is going to be widening West Lucas Road from Country Club to Angel. As soon as we're done, the state should be widening West Lucas
They're taking it from there
to the Bait Sandwich. And as soon as that project's done, the goal is to start East Lucas Road from the Bait Sandwich shop across the lake.
Snider's getting busy.
It is.
And everybody's avoiding the choke point at the Lucas Food Store. And they thought they've discovered a little shortcut, which now everybody's at Blondie June and Snider Lane in the afternoons on a work day. I counted 50 cars the other day I was driving by, but it doesn't last long. And, it doesn't last on weekends. It's just those times you have to be careful there. Do you video record the P&Z?
Every meeting is video recorded and available on online. Council, P&Z, Board of Adjustments, and Parks Board.
Joe, I know Princeton isn't your wheelhouse, but I'm sure you have to stay on top of that, what's happening there. Tell me about the density that they're doing actually in Branch, which is a little bit south of Princeton.
And a lot of people misconstrue Branch and Princeton. Branch is a township that
right across the lake.
Right across the lake, and it's about 4 square miles, and there's going to be roughly 5,000 to 6,000 single family houses out there.
Wow.
And to put that in perspective, Lucas is 12.6 miles.
Is it? Okay.
And we have currently right at 3,200 homes, and at build out will be at less than 4,000. And all of that traffic from Branch comes down East Lucas Road to West Lucas Road. Because they're all heading towards Plano downtown, and that's their only route.
Right. Are you in communication with the Princeton officials and trying to find a solution or a cure?
I'm not, but our city manager, John Witzel, is, and so is our fire chief, because there's a problem out at Branch because they're not a real city. So they don't have a fire department. And right now, Princeton's carrying the load for them by contract. But, that's a difficult ask.
Right. Why doesn't Princeton annex Branch? Is it in their ETJ?
Well, part of it's in their extraterritorial jurisdiction, but the state has put significant limitations on cities annexing property and made it by far more difficult than it used to be. Not only does it have to be contiguous, the people actually have to request annexation to be able to annex them.
I didn't realize that. So you can't do it. You can't just say, we need this to be part of the city. We're bringing you in. We're annexing you.
It was called unilateral annexation, and luckily Lucas annexed everything that it wanted prior to the law changed.
And when did that law change? Because I remember when you were bringing all those parcels in. So
22.
22. And then Seis Lagos, that's always a kind of an interesting situation there. my understanding was you guys really don't want to bring Seis Lagos in. It's in the, is it in the ETJ?
It's in our extraterritorial jurisdiction that right now, currently, the city has no interest in annexing them,
Yeah.
and they have no interest in being annexed.
Right.
So it's a perfect match.
Yeah.
We always had rough relations with Seis Lagos historically, but those have straightened out. Now we have a wonderful relationship with them.
Okay, good. So they're happy not to come in, and you're happy not to ask them.
That's right.
Yeah, that's great. The last thing I wanted to talk to you about was the police department, which I'm really pumped about. We've had the sheriff's department out here for, gosh, well, since I moved out here, and they've always been really. I mean, whenever I needed them, which I only have been twice, I think they were Johnny on the spot. It didn't take them any time to get out here, but that doesn't always work like that because they've got a huge area they have to patrol. But we're going to have our own police department now, which is a pretty big deal.
Oh, it's a huge deal.
Tell me how many officers we're going to have.
Well, we'll start out with 8 officers.
That's a lot for 10,000. For what do you understand the population to be of Lucas?
The population of Lucas is right at 9,800.
Okay, so for roughly 10,000 people, 8 police officers, I think that's incredible.
Well, it's actually for national averages, it's a little low, but we don't have a lot of crime here. And we've hired on. We can't call him a police chief yet because we haven't been given our TCOL number. But we've hired a director of public services, I think it is, or something like that. His name is Doug Kowalski. He was a very experienced gentleman that we stole from Prosper. He is he's a wonderful asset. He's an older gentleman, and he really fits our need.
Were you surprised, or has this been in the works for a while about getting our own police department?
I won't say I was surprised. It's very rare for a community not to have a police department once they hit over 7,000 residents. That's
Okay.
about the magic number. All right. So to say I was surprised at the timing because, in October of last year, we had a county contract and we were adding more county officers, and now we're starting a police department. So the abrupt change was a little quick, but surprised, nope. And I got to tell you, John Witzel has done a wonderful job. He's our city manager, getting us transitioned over to our own police department. And the county has always been amazing to work with. As you know, we've had a contract with them since
Right.
the beginning.
Right.
And the officers have done a great job. It's just we're outgrowing that.
And where will they off?
They're going to start out we're going to renovate the existing community center and turn it into a police department to get started. And we'll look at a long-term plan of a new city hall and police department down by the fire station at some point. Now, please don't start thinking that's imminent because it's not.
Yeah.
That's the long-term plan.
Well, it sounds like it's inevitable, like everything else out here. So you enjoy what you're doing.
I love what I do.
I'll say this, people, you're tough, but that's what the town of Lucas needs. I've heard, everybody complains when they don't get what they want.
Absolutely.
And they say, he's tough to work with, blah, blah, blah. But knowing what you have to put up with, what people want to do, and you have to say no to people, that's a tough position to be in. And you've always handled it, and you just let those comments slide off your back. Joe, thank you again. I really appreciate it. And I hope all of you viewers have learned a lot from this as I have. You've been just so open with your information, and it's so important. I'm going to talk to you again, hopefully in another year, and we'll compare notes, what happened now and what was supposed to happen, and see how everything developed out.
You got it.
So thank you.
Thanks for watching.